You know, it's clear to just about anyone that things in Portland not going so great these days. No matter how much you love the city, it's hard to deny the problems most of us see every day. But there is change in the air. We have a chance to drastically overhaul the way the city runs. It's a big experiment to see if it makes things better, keeps them the same, maybe creates new problems. Tonight, we're getting an early look at what that overhaul will look like in Portland city government, and that is our big story. We're just about a year out now until Portland's government completely changes. We're going to have a brand new mayor and a whole bunch more city councilors, 12 of them instead of 4. So far, one current city commissioner, Mingus Mapps, says he will run for mayor. None of the others have made their plans official yet. But if any of them want another term on the council, they're going to have to rerun for their seats in whatever district they live in. Here's a reminder of what the districts look like. They're numbered 1 through 4. If you don't know or can't tell which one you're in, there's an online tool where you can put in your address. It's at portlandmaps.com. Several people are already planning to make runs for those council seats. You can check out their names there on your screen. They can't officially file until next year, same as mayor, but they filed with the city's small donor elections program and made announcements to their supporters. Whoever's elected will be earning a decent living. The Salary Commission released their decision for each of the elected positions. The city councilors will make just over $133,000 a year. The city auditor would earn just over $168,000, and the mayor would earn over $175,000. Right now, the commissioners earn about $125,000, and the mayor earns $143,000. The other big part of the overhaul starts after the election, when everyone's sworn in and starts working. We're also getting an idea of what that could look like. The city government transition team released a draft organizational structure for city offices recently. The biggest change? Elected commissioners no longer in charge. They'll only work on voting on city policy. So running the bureaus going to be left up to the mayor. Now they do run the bureaus. After this, not so much. It's the mayor and the new city administrator. But who's in charge of what? Well, here's the proposal. The transition team laid out the city's 26 bureaus. Then they grouped some of them together into different departments. They say the idea is to have similar departments under one umbrella. The budget and finance department, for example, will be in charge of, yeah, you guessed it, budgeting and finance bureaus. Community and economic development will handle permitting, the housing bureau, Prosper Portland, and the children's levy. There's a city operations bureau, community safety, which is in charge of emergency management, fire and police, and public works, which has things like parks, the arts, the Portland Water Bureau, and PBOT. Each of these 5 departments will then report to a deputy city administrator, and that person then reports to the city administrator. So this system is so different how from what we have now? Well, we'll have 5 departments, each in charge of several bureaus. Sounds a little bit like what we have right now with 5 commissioners, each in charge of various bureaus. We took that question to the man in charge of the transition team. His name is Michael Jordan, and no, not that Michael Jordan.
The difference between 5 deputy city administrators and 5 elected city commissioners is, one, we will hire for those positions, and I'm anticipating that the new city administrator will hire for those positions with specific kinds of backgrounds, experience, training in the area that they're being hired for. That isn't always the case that occurs in elections when people are elected to office. The other thing that is important is that today, while the bureaus do report into the 5 commissioners, there is no one of those commissioners that has authority over the others. They are not accountable to any one person. In this structure, those 5 deputies are accountable to the city administrator.
And that will be a huge difference. Jordan says the new city team will be responsible for treating the city like an enterprise, and that each of those 5 deputy administrators, they're going to be expected to work together for the good of the entire city instead of siloing with no communication between each other, which is kind of what we've seen in the current government. But there are a few people who won't be reporting to the city administrator. The mayor will be in charge of them instead. The city attorney, the chief of staff, and the chief of police. If you're keeping up, by the way, you'll remember the rest of the police bureau, well, they fall under community safety. So what happens if the police chief and the deputy city manager who's in charge of the police bureau disagree on some big issue? Who wins? Yeah, we don't know yet. But the mayor will be in charge of the chief of police. The mayor will be able to hire and fire them. The city council must approve the person chosen as chief.
The history in Portland around police services, I think, was part of the thinking by the Charter Commission that made this decision, and of course was voted on by the voters of Portland. So they basically said, yeah, the chief should be appointed and can be removed by the mayor, who's the only person other than the auditor that is elected citywide. So I think the Charter Commission felt, and voters agreed, that the chief of police position is so important that the mayor should be able to hire and remove the chief of police unilaterally.
Another new program being proposed falls under the mayor's duties. It's called Portland Solutions, and it'll handle things related to homelessness, including the Joint Office of Homeless Services, temporary shelters, and safe rest villages. The proposal for the new city organizational structure goes before the current city council next month on October 19th. They're going to make a decision then whether to start implementing it right away or if changes are needed. But before that, you get to have a say. There will be a community information session later this month, September 27th at 6 o'clock. It will be online. You can find the Zoom link at portland.gov/transition. You can offer your feedback from now until October by emailing transition@portlandoregon.gov. The transition team will review those comments and forward them to the City Council. We also want to hear your comments. What do you think about this City of Portland overhaul? Is it too similar to what we already have? Do you think it'll solve some problems? Are councilors making too much money? Maybe not enough? Send all of that to us, will you? Our address is thestory@kgw.com, or you can call and leave a voicemail. The phone number there on your screen, 503-226-5090.